In this query, we are going to discuss how to build a query statement for a function that counts rows for a given problem and describes a join query that connects tables and explains how the between keyword is used. If I summarize this thing, we are going to write a query statement for the function count, and we are going to use join query to connect the tables, and we are going to use between keyword also, that means the between keyword, yes. And I will explain how where the between keyword, in which situations the between keyword is used. So we will see the requirement and write the queries. Requirement number one is, what is the number of students studying in class 11A? So we must use the keyword function, keyword count, and find the number of students. Here I have erased the previously written query, and here I am going to write the new query for the requirement. This is the query to count the number of students who are there in the class 11A. So we will execute this. Here I have inner join the class table to find the details of the class. So I have inner join the class table. We will execute this query and find the number of students. The number of students who present in the class 11A is 4. There are 4 students in the class 11A. And we will move on to the next requirement. Find the number of students who scored between 40 and 90 marks in all subjects in the first term examination. Number of data records. So here also we must use count and find the students who score between 40 and 90. In this situation only we use the keyword between and find the relevant results. So we will write the query for this requirement. I will delete the previously written query and write the new query. This is the query which I wrote to count the number of students who obtained the marks between 40 and 90 on the in the first term for all subjects. No, not yes, for the all subjects. Now there's no mentioned, there's subject is not mentioned here. In all subjects. So subject is all subjects. So generally we can take because in the exam mark record table already the subject field is there. So we no need to join the subject table, but we need to join the exam term table to find the relevant data of the first term related to first term. So we will execute this query and see the number of students who got the marks between 40 and 90. The number of students who got marks between 40 and 90 in the first term is 19. 19 students got this marks between 40 and 90. Okay, we'll move on to the next requirement. What is the number of students appearing in the subject of science in the second term examination out of the students studying in all classes in grade 11? We must find the number of students who appeared in the subject for the subject science in the second term of the all students who are present in the grade 11 class. So we will write the relevant query. I will first of all delete the previously written query and write the new query for this requirement. This is the query which I wrote for students who appeared for the science examination on the second term, and here I have taken the count and distinct the count for the index no. That means no repetition will be there. So here I have used case when subject name equals and then student index no. This case when and then is like if else statement. Wait, I will show this to you in detail. Not in detail, I will briefly give an idea for case when. So wait. So this is the brief idea about SQL case expression. The case expression goes through conditions and returns a value when the first condition is met, like an if then else statement. I have mentioned before, mentioned it before also. So once a condition is true, it will stop reading and return the result. If no conditions are true, it returns the value in the else clause. If there is no else part and no conditions are true, it returns none. So here there's an example shown. Case when condition 1 then result 1, when condition 2 then result 2, when condition then result n, else result end. So here's a demo database. So when quantity is greater than 30, then the quantity is greater than 30. So here we'll try it and see. Here when the quantity is greater than 30, then the quantity will run and see. Here the if number of records 2000, there are so many records. Now here see they have, if the quantity is greater than 30, the quantity is greater than 30. If the quantity is equal to 30, then the quantity is 30. Now see this quantity is below 30 now, then it will print the else statement. See the quantity is under 30. If the quantity is 40, then it will print this statement, the quantity is greater than 30. Then if there is no equal one, no. Here if the quantity equals 30, then the quantity is 30. So that is the brief description about SQL case expression. We'll continue to the our query statement. So here I have select count case when if the subject name equals science, then give the student index no and end as science students. The result must in this here in the above the result must come as science students. Then I have distinct the index number of the students, and given it as all students, and inner join the table student subject exam term with the relevant table to the relevant table IDs, and given the condition where the exam term name equals second term, we will execute the query and see the result. The number of students, science students are 8 and all participated in the second term examination. We will see whether the subject 2, here we will count and see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 students participated for the exam in the second term for the subject science. So we will move on to the next requirement. Find the following details of 11A class students who scored more than 60 marks in mathematics in the second term examination. Then we must find the admission number, first name, last name, marks and the date of examination. So we will write the query for this requirement. I will delete the previously written query and write the new query for the new requirement. This is the query statement which I wrote to find the Index number, first name, last name, marks, exam date uh, of the students whose class name is 11A and the subject is mathematics and the term attended is second term and the mark must be greater than 60. So here I have inner join the table student, class, subject and exam term to find the relevant results. So we will execute this query and see the result. So these are the two students who scored more than 60 for the mathematics subject in the second term and attended the class and who is in the class 11A. So these are the details: index number, first name, last name, marks and the exam date. So we'll move to the next requirement. Find the number of students in class 11A who scored more than 60 marks in the science subject. We need to find the count here. Count of the students who scored more than 60 marks in the science subject and second term examination. I have deleted the previously written query and I'm going to write the new query here. This is the query which I wrote to find the number of students who attend class 11A and to find the count of number of students who obtain the marks greater than 60 and attend the class 11A and the subject is science and the exam term name is second term. So I have inner join the table student, class, subject and exam term to find the relevant results. So we will execute this query and find the results. So the number of students who got more than 60 in the science subject in the second term and attending the class 11A is 3. The number of students is 3. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.